Okay, this will be an interesting one. I found this at a shopping centre, so let's see if we can make this look any good. Nerds will inherit the copier world, yes they will. They certainly will, folks. It's getting a bit hot for some reason. I get hot when I'm doing my demos, but I think it's been a warmish sort of a day. Sun's out. Maybe a little bit on the humid side. This is making a tapping noise. Silly. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here 20% off your house key with any keyring purchase. So this is a back to school shit. I used to hate back to school when I was a kid. I didn't want to go back to school. I really fucking hated it was a horrible place to be, to not feel safe, to not feel happy, to feel really like you hate yourself. Bullying all the time, being told that I'm not performing properly, I'm not applying myself to the schoolwork, so not having any fun socially or academically. So yeah. See, but when I discovered photocopiers, I had something to really look forward to, and I felt good about myself when it came to using them. There was more, it felt like I was in my element, even though my dad and my brother absolutely hated it. I just had to just be myself, and that was pretty much it. But parents weren't happy, especially my dad. Brother was always embarrassed about me being bullied and all that. He didn't like that. He was an achiever both socially, academically and sport. And that's the other thing I didn't mention in some of my videos, is that I really hated sport and I did poorly at it. Of course I did. I hated sport and I still do. I still don't like it. I don't like sport. We're going to use this as our master copy. So yeah, back to school was like a horrible thing to hear on television. Oh, back to school specials. Oh yeah, back to school this, back to school that. Fuck it. I didn't like going back to school. I didn't want to know about it. It ruined what was left of my holidays, seeing that on television all the time. It did. It ruined the rest of my holidays. Like 2 weeks just didn't seem to be enough to have doing the countdown to the back to school. And this looks really nice. This one looks really nice, actually. I'm going to use this one. Wondering where the centre of the job is going to be. We're going to just maybe skim that off. But yeah, school wasn't fun. And I'm really glad that my headmaster intervened and stopped me from having to continue being at that place when I was in year 11. So it was good to have my marching orders. But there were some good memories from school as well. There were some memories. Of course, the photocopier features prominently in my good memories. Of course. It seemed to be the only thing that I could really rely on. I mean, at school, the photocopier there was pretty shitty. But after school, I used to go to Chatswood and use the equipment that they've got there. So yeah, that was the fun part, and doing work experience as a technician was the other fun part. That was a good one. So that was the best part. And going to careers class, dreaming about my future as a photocopier technician was something that I used to really enjoy, even though now I know that I can't because I'm disabled. And that took a while to work out, and it took a while for me to accept. It was hard to accept that I was unable to do that as a job. It was really like horrible that I couldn't. I'm trying to do something here. I'm going to enlarge it on the horizontal as well. So I just couldn't do the things I wanted to do because of my disability. And that's the thing, my disabilities at school were, that caused the school problems, were actually not diagnosed. So I got blamed for all the fuck that my disability caused. And basically I just didn't had no control over it. So, it was really difficult dealing with undiagnosed disability. Having a cord around my neck and coming out feet first, that should have flagged as a potential that there would have been a lot of brain damage occurring in that birth trauma. But the fucking midwives and the doctors weren't around. It was New Year's Eve when I think my mum went into labour, and New Year's Day, I don't know if it was New Year's Eve that my mum went into labour, or it might have been, I don't know how long labour lasts. I'm not an expert on this shit, but the fucking medical staff were all out, and Mum was delivering me on her own, and it was really awful that she went through what she did and she didn't get any fucking help. My stupid father wasn't around for the birth, so basically he could have been of help, but no, he wasn't. He was always a hindrance anyway. He's always a fucking asshole. So trusting him to be. So it was understandable that he wasn't there for my birth. He just wanted to go to work. So he just couldn't take one fucking day off or night off just to see his daughter getting born. At least he could have perhaps alerted whatever skeleton staff were there, if there were any skeleton staff. But New Year's Eve was the day before, and I was born on New Year's Day. And New Year's Day, of course, people are all sleeping away, getting over their hangovers and shit like that. It's all fucking party rocking and partying and fun at my expense. Fuck, I could have been someone if it wasn't for that fucking brain damage. And I forgot to put the mirror image. Sorry, folks, I'm just getting really angry. Like, I'm really angry at the fucking everything, that was meant to help. If they knew I had brain damage to the hippocampus and the short-term memory, they would have understood why I couldn't learn and why I didn't want to learn, because I just fucking couldn't learn, and it was hard. And if it's really difficult, out come the words, it's too hard, I can't do it. Or it actually goes, I can't do it, it's too hard. And that's right, that's just me just letting people know that, fuck, you're overloading me. You're overloading my fucking damaged brain, you fucking cunts. Of course I'm going to say it's too hard, or I can't do it. I can't. It takes a lot more time for me to learn something than an average child. And I didn't ask to be born like that. There were times in my life where I wish I was never born, where I wish I could have died as a baby. That's how much I hated myself, folks, in my life after a while. I didn't commit suicide, but I hated myself and I hated me. But now I do learn to love me. I just want my dad and my brother to learn to love me as well. I think, and my mum has learnt to love me, which is good, but I need the other two members of my family as well. Gotta go.